What's up, YouTube? If you're new to my channel, I'm Azad Sports and I make basketball content. So if you like basketball talk and discussion, I'm definitely the place to be. Also, if you don't mind hitting that like button, subscribe button down below, I would appreciate that a lot as it helps grow the channel and get it out to more viewers. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the video. Alright, so today we're going to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. If you somehow live under a rock and haven't heard anything about what the Sixers did this year, well, let me tell you, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference, sitting at 10-5. Joel Embiid looks like the MVP of the NBA season so far. He's been the best player, no doubt in my mind, especially after last night where he had a career-high 42 points against the Boston Celtics. Ben Simmons has been amazing as always, one of the best defenders in the league and one of the best playmakers in the league. I'm still very disappointed by his offensive improvement, but, you know, he still makes it do out there. Tobias Harris fits way better with his team with Doc Rivers as the coach and Al Horford out of there. He's looking amazing this season after last year. I mean, yes, I love his defense. I love his playmaking. But damn, he's a pathetic scorer. I mean, he shoots pretty efficiently, but we all know he doesn't have a jump shot. He's hit like 1 or 2 threes this season, but he still never attempts jump shots. Even if he was terrible at jump shots, if he was just trying to attempt like even one every other game, like 1-3 every other game, but he's not even trying to attempt jump shots out there. He's not trying to attempt shots out there. You look at Giannis, he's never been a great shooter. He still finds a way to average damn near 30 a game. Why can't Ben Simmons do that? You're 6'11", you're one of the fastest players on the court, you're one of the strongest and buffest players on the court, and you have really good ball handling skills on top of that. And not to mention, since you're a great playmaker, they can't really just double you all the time or you find the open person. So why can't you just use your speed, power, and athleticism to get to the basket? There's no reason why you can't. You should be able to take over just like Giannis did, just like young LeBron James did. You have the build, frame, and body to be able to do it, but you're being way too passive and just taking the back seat every single game. And, you know, I'm kind of tired of it. Like, how many points has Ben Simmons averaging this year, you may ask? Well, he's only averaging 12. It's like, cool, you're averaging 9 rebounds, 8 assists, you're being a great defender, but you're only averaging 12 points from a player I'm playing $30 million a year. I just don't like that, man. I need to have 2 stars who could take over. Because, yeah, Joel Embiid can take over and go berserk when he needs to, but not if they're going to triple team him, because he's the only guy who can take over in the clutch moments. So what I did is I came up with 3 trades to trade Ben Simmons today, because honestly, y'all deserve better, man. Ben Simmons is great, but I don't think he fits your timeline. Ben Simmons is going to be ready to compete for a championship in like 3 years. He's like 3 years from his prime. You know, prime's usually 27, 28. I think he will be an amazing player, and he's going to turn out to be one of the best players, maybe even a top 5 player in the league. It's just that I don't think he's a top 5 player yet. I don't think he's going to take you to the promised land yet. So why not trade him now, get assets for him now, and, you know, just compete now, because Joel Embiid needs to compete now. I hate to break it to you, but since he's injury riddled, just history shows that his prime may not be the longest. Like, I don't know if Joel Embiid's going to be an amazing player like at like 34 years old, you know? So you want to try and win now. So let's go ahead and get to the trades. All right, this first one I really like is sending Ben Simmons to the San Antonio Spurs. For one, I think Ben Simmons with Coach Popovich would just be amazing. But anyways, y'all still get a young point guard back in DeJounte Murray, and I love his game. He's been on the first team all defense, so while you do lose a great defender, you get another great defender back who's also a pretty damn good playmaker. But at least this guy, you know, is he can actually shoot. That's the one thing about it. He can actually shoot. But not only that, you get rid of Mike Scott's contract, who, I mean, he can make some open jump shots, but he's not a big game changer, you know what I'm saying? But you get back DeMar DeRozan. And I've already made a DeMar DeRozan trade video, but I think DeMar DeRozan would just be amazing as a 6-man on any team, really, just if he can be a 6-man. So I think in this trade right here, y'all make DeMar DeRozan your 6-man. So then you'd be rocking DeJounte Murray, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, and you will have Shake Milton, Tyrese Maxey, and then you can play DeMar DeRozan at small forward. That is a pretty solid bench right there. And then also the Spurs will give their unprotected 2025 and 2023 first-round picks to the 76ers. I don't think they should have to go up like 4 or 8 picks or what other teams are, because for one, they're giving back a young player in return, and 2, they're giving back one of the top 30, 35 players in the league in return too, and they're taking on like a bench warmer in return for that. So I think the trade's pretty even right there. If you disagree, just let me know in the comment section what you would tweak about it. But I think overall it's a pretty fair trade, because if you think about it, if the Spurs don't really have too much on their team if they trade DeMar DeRozan and DeJounte Murray, and then just say LaMarcus Aldridge leaves them soon, they won't have too much on their team. And who's to say that by 2023 the Spurs aren't like one of the worst teams in the league, and then the Sixers get like a top 5 draft pick from it, So that could happen, and that will be just another bonus to this trade. Okay, this trade's a little more out there, so I'm gonna say I'm not as sure about this one. So if y'all don't like it, please don't crucify me in the comments too much, man. All right. So the Sixers were getting no picks back in this one. I'm just gonna say it straight up, no picks. And they'll be sending him to the Toronto Raptors. I like this because the Raptors have been really bad to start the season. So the Raptors will get a superstar point guard in Ben Simmons, and they would take on Mike Scott and Tony Bradley. And in return, they would send y'all Kyle Lowry, so he'll be your starting point guard easily. And even though he's not a superstar, he's still a way better scorer than Ben Simmons. He's a great playmaker, still a great defender. I like Kyle Lowry as your point guard. And you would also get back OG Anunoby, so you could immediately start him and move Danny Green to the bench just like that. And not to mention, you would get Terrence Davis and Chris Boucher. 2 really young players have been performing amazing this season. Well, Terrence Davis played great last year, Chris Boucher this year, but you get the point. They're both 2 great young players, and all these players can contribute. Now, of course, you could throw in a third team if you don't want to take on Terrence Davis, because you already have Danny Green on the bench, Tyrese Maxey, Shake Milton, all those players. So maybe you don't want to take him on, but maybe you get a first-round pick instead of him. I don't know, do something like that. But this could help both ways, as the Sixers would have a lot of depth this season and still have an all-star point guard. And I think that could take out over the hump right there. It would give Joel Embiid more room to just take over, but he would have a sidekick if he did need one in clutch time. Not to mention that depth is a big part of this NBA season with so many players being out through the protocols and whatnot. You need depth, and this would make them one of the deepest teams in the league. But we all knew what this video was going to have. We all knew coming into this video that there was going to be a Bradley Beal trade. And guess what? I'm not going to disappoint y'all. I'm not going to disappoint. We got a Bradley Beal trade. Alright, so what would a Bradley Beal trade consist of exactly? Well, I think that the Sixers are probably more desperate to get this deal done than the Wizards, because the Wizards have stated before they don't want to trade Bradley Beal, and they're fine with just holding on to him, and, they make do from there. So, with the Sixers trying to catch up and compete with the Brooklyn Nets that made this trade, and the Milwaukee Bucks have got Drew Holiday, the Sixers have to go up more than initially, they may have before. So, in this trade, the only 2 players I'll give up is Ben Simmons and Tyrese Maxey. So, the Wizards get a young star to replace Bradley Beal. But you got to keep in mind, Ben Simmons is only 3 years younger than Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is only 27. He's just entering his prime. So, he has a lot of years left. So, that's why I don't think getting Ben Simmons for Bradley Beal is like a huge thing. So, I think you need to throw in more. So, that's where the rookie comes in, Tyrese Maxey. And then the Wizards will get your 2021 and 2027 first-round pick. So my thinking around that is, well, in 2021, the Sixers are going to be great, so it won't hurt them that bad to give up their first-round pick this year. And the 2027 ones, to help the Wizards out, it's like, in 6 years, they may be terrible, and maybe we luck out and get a great pick. But if everything works out for the Sixers, then they'll still be good, and the Wizards just get maybe a decent pick or whatever, you know. And then the 2023 and 2024 pick swap, which will probably be worthless anyways. So it's honestly not that big of an asking price for Bradley Beal, if you ask me, especially compared to some of the trades we saw for other players. Now, in return, of course, they'll get Bradley Beal, and the Wizards for throwing Ish Smith because the Sixers need a point guard, and Ish Smith is definitely a quality one. Now, I think I like that Bradley Beal trade the most, as it gives them an actual superstar on the team, and at that point, in my opinion, they would have 2 top 25 players. Joel Embiid, easily being a top 15 player, if not top 10. And in my opinion, the best center in the league. So then you would have the best center in the league and at least a top 3 shooting guard. I think that makes them probably tied with the Nets for favorites. They may not be the favorites because the Nets just have like 3 MVP caliber players. But I think with the depth they would have with this team, on top of just how good Bradley Beal and Joel Embiid are, and just how great their defense would be with Joel Embiid as the anchor man, I really, really like this trade. And I honestly hope it can go down. And this is coming from a Wizards fan because I didn't want to give up on Bradley Beal, but I think it's time. The Wizards are just trash. They need to move on. Getting rid of Bradley Beal, bringing in Ben Simmons, I think it's a win-win for both sides. But what I want y'all to do, man, if y'all don't mind, comment down below if you have any trade suggestions, if you have any trade ideas about Ben Simmons or any other trades for the Sixers. Also, if you want me to make any other videos, just comment down below, whether it be trade videos or you have any other video idea. I'd be down to make it, man. Even if you're the only person who comments, I'd make it. Just let me know, I'll do it. Alright, that's all I got for y'all today, guys. Peace out. Hope you have a great day.